Alright, hello everybody. We are back with some more Hades 2 Unseen Update reaction content. If you didn't know, if you live under a rock, 67 Fear has been cleared by none other than the undisputed best Hades 2 player in the world, Foolish. He holds the Any Fear speedrun world record and now has the very first 67 Fear clear. Close friend of mine, friend of the channel. I was also in Discord with him when he did this clear, which is pretty darn cool. He did allow me to react to this clear, so thank you so much for that. Please, everyone, give a huge shout out to Foolish. Go over to his channel, subscribe, like the darn video, watch the darn video, comment on the darn video. Please and thank you. Tell him Boated sent you. Tell him Uncle Boated sent you. Without further ado, let's react to the first ever 67 Fear clear. Like I said, I was in Discord with him when he did this clear, so I have access to some insider information. He didn't even mute up for the Kronos fight. He was just talking to me during it. It was pretty insane. Such an impressive clear. Of course, he's playing nothing other than Medea. Some people ask me after my first Max Fear video, why didn't I play Medea? The answer is, it's incredibly dangerous at Max Fear. Yes, it has a lot of early game damage. Yes, it has really good movement. However, there is a ton of things that kind of just checkmate and kill Medea, and it's incredibly difficult to pilot in the rivals fights. Sirens and Kronos specifically, you will see the things Foolish has to do just to get a lick of damage in. Another thing that was brought up through Max Fear, which I'm going to use this reaction to address a lot of that stuff, it seems like a great time, is Pig starting and Athena starting. They're super inconsistent. Max Fear is incredibly tough as is. Doing that is not a realistic strategy. As you see, the first clear happened with a God Keepsake start. It's just a lot more consistent to have a strong start. It's impossible to clear Erebus without a somewhat solid build and some time skips. He opts for Storm Ring, which is interesting, but rarity kind of led him to that. It is currently bugged on Medea, so it does 8 billion damage. But hey, the game's the game. We're on Max Fear. Take what you can get, use what you can use. If it hasn't been fixed, it's not a bug, it's a feature. Wave Flourish on the special. It's no Blitz, but we can get the Froth status, and it does do flat damage, which is a lot better at High Fear. He actually has Gale on as well. I forgot about this. He was rotating familiars. It's not like Gale is some secret High Fear meta. Not that it's bad. Dodge chance, move speed, and 3 free hits per region. Pretty strong. However, Tula and Phrynos equally as strong. There's pros and cons to all the familiars. Give or take Rocky. Probably not going to use that on Max Fear. Yes, crit chance, but no survivability is incredibly scary. We're into our mini-boss, 1 Omega attack for damage optimization, Storm Ring drop, and Wave Flourish on every special. We don't have an attack boon yet. He was trying to pick up the boon and accidentally did the interact with the Shade, which is hilarious. Did not get anything here. Yeah, he was annoyed about this. It was very funny. Clicked Rousing. -1 Vow Award. 66 Fear. And then Hestia shows up on the door. It's ridiculous. He has a 4-god pool already this early. Pretty insane Erebus, I won't lie. But a weird one. You don't want a Storm Ring start. You want a Zeus special start. And he was hoping to see Hera attack. I know that. However, he pivoted to Storm Ring due to rarity, so extra damage. Poseidon special because you'll take what you can flip and get on Max Fear. And then Hera really griefed him. So no attack there. And we are going to settle for a flippin' Flame Strike. What a funky Medea build. Time's pretty good. We're in location 8 with 2 minutes and 49 seconds left, and we got an Arachne room for extra survivability, a ton of armor, 35 HP, 55 armor, and a Gale charge or 2, plus dodge chance and move speed, and then we hit Fountain, and we get a hammer. What is it? Boosted's okay. Mega is horrible. Melting Tackle is incredible. We get a trial. We're going to greed for it. 245 left. Why not? Believe this is room 11 since Fountain was 10 and Arachne was 9. Shop was 8. I know he does go for Bridal Glow here. And he gets a +4 Heroic Wave Flourish. It does 80 flippin' damage. It's almost as strong as a Blitz special now, which is just hilarious. Took a hit to the Hestia trial, that's tough. Very easy trial. Can be hard to keep track of the fireball sometimes, admittedly. The build's looking a lot better now. We have Heroic Storm Ring, +4 Wave Flourish, and Flame Strike. Foolish actually thinks Flame Strike is pretty good on Medea at high fear, especially max, due to it just being an on-hit effect and not percent damage. We were contemplating here whether to go Flash Fry or Hot Pot. I was actually team Hot Pot since he already had Gale to stack dodge chance. He went Flash Fry for room clear. In hindsight, probably correct. Flash Fry is an incredible boon. And with that, we are 212 into the Hecate fight. With a weird, but actually pretty good DPS build, it seems. I mean, Flame Strike, Wave Flourish, Storm Ring, Medea, Dress, Gale, Flash Fry for some extra room clear. Rousing Reception is really his only dud boon, I would say. And you can just sell that for some money. Maybe hit a King's Ransom off of it on 67, that would be legendary. Get a little pause buffer to help determine which Hecate is the real one. Time is incredibly tight on Max Fear. You will see that come into play later. So every second's going to count here. That's our phase. Kind of messed up that Hecate hit him with the Dark Side on the phase transition with the Sheep Ball and Total Eclipse. We do avoid. And go for our second set of Witch Clear. Trying not to get Total Eclipse sniped. Lost the Gale charge there, but hey, that's what they're for. He was surprised he still had one at that point. I remember this very clearly. Behold. There's the reel. Medea does not really have the luxury of attacking Hecate during a lot of her animations. You kind of have to just wait it out and find your damage windows. Which Foolish does incredibly well. Coming out of Erebus on 67 fear with an extra 56 seconds is ridiculous. I don't know if I've ever done that. So impressive. Melting Tackle. We sell Bridal Glow Rousing, I would say. Flash Fry, Flame Strike, Wave Flourish, and Storm Ring are all fantastic here. We kept the Dress at 53 armor, 35 HP, and we have 3 Gale barriers, plus the dodge chance and move speed for Oceanus, and enough for a boon. I told him to go back and sell Rousing. This was funny. We were having a laugh about it, because like, what does it really do on Max Fear? -1 barrier, who cares? We have Wave Flourish and Flame Strike. I won't lie, I wasn't much help to Foolish, and I never really am. If anything, I just kind of sabotage his runs by giving him bad decisions. He's much smarter than me, I just click buttons. Usually most of my game knowledge comes from Foolish, but you guys should know that by now. We put on Athena Keepsake. This was another thing he was kind of against, is using Athena on 67 fear. I will say, this is about the only contribution I had to the run. I told him to shut up and just use Athena. The game is the game. Let it rip. Click Stalwart Stand and win the darn thing. It does not invalidate the run in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion. Yes, it's strong. Hey, that's the meta, right? Most effective tactic available. Players gonna play. It's been sitting in the game for a long while now. Use it. Why not? We did get Stalwart. We have a DD now. If you lose it, it refreshes every single room. We're in mid-shop. We're getting a Zeus Spoon. We have Static Shock. That is a ton of extra damage and barrier clear. We didn't need it, but hey, it does not hurt. The damage is great. If we do get Slippery Slope, it'll help proc Froth as well. Into a very awkward Serpent fight. This is dangerous on Medea. Hard to hit the Serpent. I don't even think you can actually hit it with your specials. It's like only attack and Storm Ring. Yeah, you can see Wave Flourish not proccing actually. Plus you have to avoid Spindles, Double Spit, the targeting, the whole 9. He's actually taking the time to clear out the Spindles and finishes the Serpent right there. Breaks Onion and gets Narcissus. It's looking good so far. We're very healthy. We have a good amount of time on the clock. Sirens is the run killer in Max Fear. It is the be-all, end-all. It does not matter how good your run is. They do not begin until Sirens. It is just the most ridiculous rivals fight, and you're coming in on Max Fear with no Arcana cards, minimum damage, minimum survivability, no time to waste. There's a Gale charge. Ooh. That was the entire spit attack from a Yellow Shade as well. We kept the dress, so we have some armor. It was very nice. That finishes the room. Magic does absolutely nothing. Taking HP, it's a non-menu room, and it's going to help our Stalwart Stand refresh. Melting Tackle is a really strong hammer on Medea, and I think it gets even stronger at Max Fear. Just being able to blitz armor is quite ridiculous. Trying to wait it out, trying to play it patient. Medea is great, but when you have no survivability, it does not feel that good. I have to say, Foolish does a great job of making it look easy. It is not. We're in Final Shop. We're going to Sirens. We're buying another Zeus Spoon. Oh my Lanta. We're getting Double Strike. Power Surge, Divine Vengeance, not doing much. At this point, he realized that he was done with Zeus. Can't get the attacker special, have Storm Ring, Double Strike, and Static Shock. He said, if I see Zeus, I ignore. Because he was going to get a trade. And here it is, the run begins. The most difficult fight until Kronos on 67 Fear. Jetty, Roxy, Scylla. There goes a Gale charge. Almost got hit there too by Roxy. And then of course, do not forget the Carib Tentacles and the extreme variants in 4 different features. There is some pretty crazy sequences here in this Sirens fight. Please pay close attention to what he does with just 1 dash and the Medea special. It is pretty ridiculous. Keeping up Storm Ring as often as he can. We've got Jetty Balls, the vent exploding, Roxy zoning him, Water Jets going off, Carib tracking, Jetty rushing him down now, Scylla Balls hunting him ferociously. Down goes Jetty, down goes Roxy, it's just Scylla. We're trying to clean up the phase, we're trying not to get hit by the Jetty Balls. We're trying not to get blocked by Scylla. It's really bad on Medea. Cleaning Scylla up there before she screamed was huge. We got the worst feature in Charybdis. This is terrifying. Get some damage in, get out. That's huge. Nice Scylla dodge. Nice Carib Tentacle break. Through the Scylla projectiles. Through the Roxy Pulse. Through the Jetty Pulse. Down goes the Carib Tentacles. Good DPS on Jetty. We get up to Roxy just in time. Through the Carib Balls. Gets hit by the Scylla Scream. Ooh, and then Roxy. Okay. Nice. 71 HP and a Stalwart still. We're very healthy. He's played it good up to this point. Not perfect, but it's impossible to be perfect on Sirens. Even this level of play is quite ridiculous on 67. To avoid that, the Roxy Pulse, the Scylla Balls. One more Roxy hit sneaks in. That's a tough one to take, I will admit, but it's okay. We have Stalwart refresh. Scylla final phase should be cleaned up. Although it is really hard. We have Storm Ring, but it's a single target. Flash Fry was clutch there, but with the on-hit effects of Flame Strike and Wave Flourish, he was going to clean it up either way. Just made it a bit faster. 2 extra minutes, that's pretty solid. Still have the Stalwart DD and 37 HP. The Keepsake is Engraved Pin. Do not need Breath of Arrows here. It's not going to do anything. Not going to sell anything. We're heading into Fields. This is the combo we want. Stalwart Stand plus Engraved Pin on Max Fear. You get 10 seconds in Vulnerability. And then on top of that, if you don't refresh your DD, you're going to go back to your Stalwart Stand, refresh HP, still be alive, and have a chance at cleaning up whatever encounter you're in before failing the run. I have to say this damage looks pretty good. Insta Barrier Clear, Flame Strike, Wave Flourish, Static Shock, Heroic Storm Ring on Medea with the 90% attack special buff. Hex isn't going to do much. Looking for the enemies. Still would have been better to have a Blitz effect. We did not get Froth status either. But we'll take the Wave Flourish. It's good damage. I was very surprised, but Foolish was pretty happy with Flame Strike's performance. It did well. Total Eclipse with the Hestia Godsent attached. If you can get Growth, which is auto Hex Charge, plus an upgrade set to get the Godsent, it would be usable. We're going mini boss to save time. It's going to break our Onion. I would say this is the easier of the two mini bosses over Phantom. Still really difficult and awkward. A little bit easier on Medea here just with all the extra mobility. That cleans it up. He does have Melting Tackle, so it is a lot easier to snap that armor down. Another reason he wanted that mini boss. And then we go to Echo. A very clutch evade, evade, evade. The dodge chance stacked with Gale is pretty fantastic. I believe he was contemplating taking Fight, Fight, Fight due to Stalwart, Death, Defiance, Refresh HP. But overall, went with the evade, evade, evade. I was definitely team evade, evade, evade there. Hopefully it pays off in spades. The other tree, of course, Zeus. Pretty much all the boons were covered. Hex we're not going to use. So Hera and Hermes was preferred. Foolish stayed pretty darn calm throughout this entire run. At this point, he had seen Max Fear Chronos so many times, it was kind of just another day at the office for him. I knew the clear was coming soon based on seeing what he could do. So he was kind of just hanging out, gaming, getting through it. Still very focused. He says he finds it a bit easier to focus while being in a call with someone else talking, actually, instead of just being alone. There goes a Gale barrier. We are down to... I don't know, I didn't see how many. This is a terrifying encounter, but it will finish it up right here, and we get a Hera boon. See, here I would have went Sworn Strike, and I asked him why, but he really did just believe in the Flame Strike. There goes another Gale barrier. That is crazy. 1 to go. Would be nice to bring it to serve. So he got a trade for Epic Sworn Strike, Hitch Effect, and percent damage, but he was very happy with Flame Strike. Didn't want to trade. So he picked back up the Rousing Reception he sold off instead. That's all Hera had left. If he didn't sell that Rousing earlier, he would have been forced to swap. Here he's just refreshing his HP. Optimizing his survivability in any way that he can. Getting back up to that 60 HP plus Stalwart Stand. Death Defiance before the big Cerberus fight on Max Fear. Here we go. Nothing in the shop you can afford. 188 gold. We're just going to save it for later. Final Tartarus shop or a well item. And into Cerb. Don't want to attack there to trigger the counter. Dodge the paw. I will say, Medea has exactly one advantage on Max Fear, and that is the mobility. The trade-off is way more danger on a lot of enemies and a lot of Baofangs, like Orbitals, for example. But when you get into Cerb and certain parts of Chronos, Medea's mobility greatly helps out in what it can do. He does have Nitro Boost, he just lost it there by running into the lava. He does have Evade, Evade, Evade. You'll see dodge quite a bit. It came in incredibly clutch. However, the trade-off with the mobility is danger throughout most of the run, and there are some very awkward phases you'll see in Chronos due to being Medea. They exist in Hecate, and they exist quite a bit in Sirens. I challenge you all to go play High Fear Medea. It is not easy. And you have to remember that he has 0 survivability outside of what he earned. Now here's a bit of Medea privilege, just completely ignoring Cerb pause. Running into lava with his last Gale charge, that was interesting. One reason he was actually on Gale for this run is because he had a run lose to Cerberus because Phrenos blocked that spit projectile and it instantly blew up and killed him. So he was angry at the frog and took Gale instead, and it turned out to be his winning run. I don't think it means Gale is the absolute only familiar you should run at max sphere or what you need to run. It's kind of just a toss-up between Gale, Tula, and Freenos based on preference, and I like that. You're not really going to play Hecuba. Magic just isn't available at max sphere, realistically. That's a bit of an awkward phase. However, Medea can really keep up with the dash spit due to the second dodge, of course. Doesn't have to worry about it too much. He did actually get hit there, but got a dodge. And Storm Ring cleans up the Serb fight. We are down to Tartarus. 2 minutes, 28 second extra. Pretty clean Serb fight. Tart's scary. He has lost runs to Tart. There has been many a cursed Tartarus rooms on High Fear that put him down before Kronos, or hurt him so bad he limped into the big fight and it just wasn't enough to get there. So it is by no means an easy task just to reach big crop knobs. We were discussing Bright of Atlas. I told him he should take it. He did not. Didn't care about 35% cast damage. Why? I don't know. He said if it lasted 6 encounters, he'd take it. I said damage is damage. What are you saving your money for? We head into Tart. He has Engraved Pin. Refresh back to 60. If he doesn't do it after the 10 seconds of invulnerability, he refreshes to Stalwart HP levels. The build has gotten a little bit better. Nothing crazy, really. It felt really strong early. It's kind of tapering off now. But hopefully with the lead he built, it's enough to close out, right? That's kind of the idea. Honestly, you don't get that much in Oceanus. Sometimes you get a good bit in Fields, and you get nothing in Tartarus. Your build's kind of just like put together pretty early on. And you're just hoping for a few extra pieces of that pie on High Fear. There were some very dangerous Tart rooms, this being one. Brutes are terrifying. Skulls are terrifying. He gets the Hades room. This is huge. And he gets the upgrade he wants, Deep Descent. This deletes mini-boss phase, half the ads in the Rivals Kronos fight, and his clone will be summoned, but after usually 0 to 1 attacks, it will desummon itself. So it makes the Rivals Kronos fight a lot more manageable. He definitely loses without it. And that is not a dig in any way, shape, or form at Foolish. He just needed everything he got. That's Max Fear. That's the game. You should be playing for every single advantage possible. And even then, you still have to play out of your gosh darn mind just to make it sorta, kinda, maybe happen. And that's the beauty in it all. 3 rooms to go. We have extra damage. Armored Numbskulls. Terrifying. Melting Tackle, I will say, put in so much work in this run. He loves that Daedalus Hammer. And it finally gets to show out in Max Sphere. I believe it was his only Daedalus Hammer, too. And what a hammer to hit. Just armor destruction on Medea. There we go. Please, guys, I'm telling you, if you haven't played Medea at some really high fear with low damage and some not-so-great survivability and everything hurts, you just can't respect this run. This was the room ender. Run ender 9000. Armored Brutes and Satyr tracking Spearmen that can block Medea attack and special and throw homing spears. There's one dodge. Without Melting Tackle here, his run completely ends. They would be unstunnable, unkillable. Even with Melting Tackle, he burned a Nitro boost, a Gale charge. It was crazy. 1 room to go. He wanted to bring as many Gale charges as he could to the Kronos fight. Sadly, these last couple rooms really wanted to take them from him, which was a big bummer. It is a big resource to give up. This is the gamble of playing Gale, is the fact that to make it count, you need to bring those charges to the bosses. And there it goes. At this point, he should be able to damage race. If he gets pin triggered, has 60 HP. He got hit there, which means he now needs to refresh his HP before the room ends. Cleans up the Brute, and then looks for the HP refresh. Kills this Satyr, gets back to 60, and we're into the Kronos fight. 4 minutes, 45 seconds, and a final shop. Zeus is out of boons. We said let's just get some palms, go into the fight. and then decided on Flame Strike because it was the biggest increase. I have to say, no matter what, Foolish always takes his time with decisions. Here, I would just honestly click something and move on with life, but he actually thought it out. Stronger than I. Here we go. All I remember is he took a big sigh before he did this fight. I expected him to mute up because we were in Discord and he was going to focus, but he did not. I did not really help during this fight. I just chuckled along with the things he said, trying to help him out, keep his mental in order, really, I guess. I don't know, I was just there. I pointed out dodges here and there because they were funny, and I believe I called out his Nitro Boost when he lost it somewhere in like P2 or 3. Spoilers, but... Chronos fight is difficult. These satyrs do 1,000,000 damage. They're hard to kill. When you do kill them, they have a death pulse effect, which is very annoying. This fight is exceptionally difficult on Medea. How do you deal with orbitals? I don't know. He got hit for 26 there. That's incredibly tough, but hey, at least it didn't kill him. I honestly saw that and thought it was kind of over before it started. Lucky he only got hit by the 26. Could have been a lot worse with a little worse positioning, so I guess it has nothing to do with luck, really. Chronos kind of working overtime to kill him here. Did get the phase out, which is really nice before he did his whirlwind attack. Goal is just to clear ads. Clear ads and don't get hit. Did orbitals again, which is just crazy. You have to wait for the dash and then skedaddle. Get the scythe throw out. Get the last ad out in the death pulse. And now he finally gets to play the game. We've got a teleport. And then he went down into his freeze. We've got a teleport. And then he went down again. And then into a whirlwind. There's really no time to damage here. On Medea. Fast scythe throw. Teleport. He finally goes upward, so he's actually hittable. But then goes for the swings. Once again, really not a lot of damage uptime in P1 on Medea. I will say there was a couple times where he just stood on him and not dropping his cast. He probably could have had a bit better Stormring uptime. But besides that, I mean, it's pretty tough. He even got damage in here, which was crazy. No hit on the scythe there is wild. There is no mini-boss due to Deep Descent. Drop the Stormring starter attack special combos. Great scythe dodge, taking our time. Snuck some damage in there. See, like right here, it's like drop the Stormring. Please. Please. I'm sure he has some convoluted reason that I'm not thinking about, and he'll yell at me for saying to use Stormring there, but Stormring does clean this up, and we get to go to P2 before he goes off to the Whirlwind. We came into the fight at 4:45. P1 took us 2 entire minutes due to the phases that he got. A little bit of damage in before the triple insta-kills. That's one dodge. He did get hit by that. He was very surprised. I was too. He was at the very tail end of that attack. Solid. Stormring's on him. He gets time slowed here, which is incredibly scary. But gets the phase just in time before starting to get comboed. That was huge. Gets in, gets his dodge, gets out. Good damage there without getting hit by the clock. Clearing ads because he doesn't have the damage otherwise. Those ads will out-heal his damage for sure on Max Sphere. Remember, no Arcana cards. No Strength, no Furies, no Origination. Stormring. Stormring. Where was the Stormring before you left? I'm only harping on it because it's the only thing I can pick out in Foolish's gameplay that's like not nearly perfect. It's just like a little bit of Stormring uptime. It's so ridiculous what he does with Medea. Especially in these situations. 237 to 124, but timer ticks in the phase transition, which is ridiculous, by the way. That should not happen. He lost 10 seconds to that. We're into cutscene. Medea, much easier to do cutscene. It can just dash around. Really has no issues. Gets time slowed in P3. Great dodge there. Great dodge there. That is his Nitro Boost gone. My contribution, I called it out. Let's go. Let's go Boated. Everyone say let's go Boated on Foolish's video. Thank you. P3, 48 seconds. He was very aware of his timer here. It was incredibly terrifying. We knew he didn't have enough time. He said, and I quote, "If I keep pin until the last second, I will be able to damage race the timer." That was his out and his game plan. Was to simply not get hit for an entire P3, have perfect damage uptime, save pin till the very last second, and then use that 10 seconds to DPS Chronos. Which is like the most ridiculous callout you could ever say on 67 for your rival's Chronos. But that just happens when you're Himothy Jimothy. We're down to half. We clear out the ads. Not too many dodges in this fight overall. A few here and there, but hey, play into the dodge chance, you get rewarded with dodge chance. The game's the game. I think that's the entire sentiment. Here's timer start. We're at 50% when the Vow of Desperation starts to tick down. How ridiculous is that? 50%. He gets hit by cutscene move as well, so this starts his DPS race. After he comes out of this, he's going to have the Stalwart Refresh HP, lose the DD. 54 HP getting ticked down to timer. Boom. We have Scorch. We have Stormring. We're down to 19. We're down to 14. We're down to 9. We're down to 4. And he does it. If you know how timer works, you know he was 0.11 seconds away from dying in that run. He had 4 HP, timer ticks for 5, 0.11 seconds from that run ending. How ridiculous is that? With a Gale familiar swap due to getting angry at Freenos, a Bridal Glow +4 Wave Flourish, Flame Strike, no I will not take your silly Sworn Strike, Medea 67 Fear Clear, with a Stalwart Stand, Evade, Support Clutch. You could not have played it better. Like, you really can't. The fact that he steps into P3 and goes, it's fine, I just won't get hit till the very last second, and then I'll DPS raise Chronos, while also continuing to not get hit. Because if he got hit once, he lost due to timer. Just how ridiculous is that? Let me remind you, this guy has the Any Fear world record in speedruns, and then does this on 67 Fear. Anyways, that's about that. It's my reaction. It's my yap session. It's some insider information because I was in the Discord call when he did this. Listen, I need you all to do me a big favor now, okay? Foolish is a close friend of mine. He's a friend of the channel. That means he's your friend. Go to his channel. Subscribe. He deserves it. He wants to get to 1,000 subscribers. I believe he's at 500 now. I'm sure you guys can get him there. If anyone deserves it, it's him. A little birdie told me that he plans on making guide content when 1.0 drops. So there's no better time to subscribe to his channel than now. If you don't know Foolish, you don't know Hades 2. It's that simple. Head over there, subscribe, like the video, comment on the video. Tell him Uncle Boated sent you. And that about does it for today. If you enjoyed my reaction, please also like this video. And if you want to keep up with more of my Hades 2 content, news, whatever else we do here on the channel, please consider subscribing to my channel. I know I just kind of shilled and told you to go subscribe to his, but hey, subscribe to this one too. And a special thank you to my members for supporting the channel. Zuko's Honor, Horia Dragomir, Avocado Anna, Ethan Platt, Mice Jr., Shag Daddy, Franzi, Vetatoid, Tummy Aches, Sylph, Rob Wallace, Katarina V, Seneca, Ticolo, Hideki 504, and Andy Fu.